College Classic. Well, we gotta get these headphones on. College Classic. Did you know that God is abundant? Are you aware of that? And God wants you to be abundant. I know. You think it is out? No, it's okay. God wants you to be so abundant that when we read the Old Testament and we see the abundance in the Old Testament, a lot of people don't understand how that's possible. Their fathers in Judges and Chronicles, Samuel, obeyed God. And because their fathers obeyed God, they did what they were supposed to do. You read about Job and his children and how they might have said something when the brothers would invite the sisters over for eat and treat. Now Job already knew his children what they were going to do. And so he would prepare his offerings, his sin offering, trespass offering, etc. And he'd set them up so that they would be saved from their sins. Because sometimes we say things we shouldn't want to say and do things we shouldn't want to do. Well, God felt that was a good time to increase Job by decreasing him. A lot of us don't understand that. They want Job to go all the way with the decreasing, with the reflection of an abundance. What are you talking about? The reflection of an abundance is all that everybody sees that is offered you reflected to them, that they would become abundant too. In this particular passage, they want Job to renounce God, to lose his abundance. Do you know what that will do to everyone else who knows Job and knows his abundance and where it came from? It will cause them to lose as well. So children, a lot of them will turn. They'll say, yes, I agree with Job. We have people among us today who are just like those people who fell around Job, practicing witchcraft, ways to hurt you without even touching you. I have a friend named Francesco. His whole family practices witchcraft. He'll lie and say they don't, but they do. I had to excommunicate him from my family. And everybody he makes friends with knows he practices it, so they practice it too. I had to disassociate myself from him, and he owes me a lot of money. A lot of money. He asked me and my dad to buy a house with him. He sold the house and never paid anybody a cent. Just because our credit didn't pass this credit check, he still wanted us to buy a house with him anyway, so we used my credit and continue as normal. I said, are you sure you want to do that? He said, yeah. I said, okay. I said, I'm an owner of this house. Nobody can move in this house without my say-so, and nobody moves out of it without my say-so. You understand that? He says, yes. I said, nobody comes over me. No one. They sold the house for $237,000. I never saw a penny of it. Matter of fact, I left there angry. My dad never saw a penny of it. Yet we were paying $350 a month, both of us. It don't make no sense. The abundance in that house had to die because Francesco renounced God and decided to worship Lucifer. He even convinced me to believe he was a devil worshiper by saying, Lucifer, Chris. And I said, Chris isn't one of them. You go by call me 2C. I said, I'm moving out of here. I'll be out of here in 1 year. Since you're going to worship Lucifer, I need to go live somewhere else. They sell this house. You can pay me and my dad the money you lost from selling this house. We're out of it. My dad had a stroke after that. So witchcraft was definitely a part of this whole thing. And I said, you're getting out of here, Pops. This man's worshiping demons. I don't want you hurt. You're too old. My dad's in his 70s. With a stroke. I said, no, you're out of here. Of course, my dad moved, and I moved out after that. God blessed us with this home, 2 of them. Very, 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 very affordable. And God felt for us. I prayed to him. I said, God, help us, please. This is our home, and now this man wants to worship the devil. Please help us. He brought his sisters into it. People who don't even go to church. Polish guy, Hungarian guy. Family members. I started fighting against them on social media. I'm fighting against them still now. They hurt me all the time. I feel weird stings around my testicle area. Weird stings on my body. Sometimes they continue for a long time. Somebody told me it's witchcraft. Man's from Russia, Italy, not even American, his mother was. Do you understand that God made those people in the Old Testament abundant? Do you know how abundant He made them? He made them so abundant that their offerings, the feast offerings, the tithe offerings, trash offerings, were expensive. Very expensive. And those who were dwelling with them that weren't Jews, but dwelling with them that were obeying the law, they didn't have to sacrifice a goat, a ram, without no blemish. That's expensive. They had to sacrifice a dovetail, something. It wasn't so expensive. Now you think about the sacrifices and how they did them, how they performed them. It's really interesting because they had a lot of money. I was listening to someone on YouTube who was talking about Kenneth Copeland and his ministry, how he collects airplanes. He doesn't have a large airplane collection, but he collects airplanes. He has quite a few. Quite a few means more than 4. And I thought to myself, vintage airplanes, nobody wants them. Do you know why? Because they're old. They're not reliable. Nobody wants to jump out of an airplane, or nobody wants to insure an airplane that's that old without it costing a lot. Because if it crashes, it's going to crash into somebody down there, and the insurance company has to pay for it. So, basically, he gets to flying around in an area where he lives. Well, there aren't any houses, and if he crashes, he just crashes into a field or a tree or something. But they're talking about him like he's a filthy rich millionaire because of the church and the congregation, and there's nothing wrong with that. But here's the thing. Poor people get so angry and pissed off they can't even live with themselves. It used to be like that. I'm in a city right now where people get angry at the people who live up in the hills here. They say they're rich. Can't stand it. I said, do you know any rich people? I told my daughter that, and she said, I met a couple. And I said, your dad knows a lot of them. Dad, I never ask them for money. They don't offer me money, and they're my friends. They don't bother me. I don't bother them. We get along quite well. We had a rich friend. What do you expect him to do for you? Buy you a car? I have 2 cars. I have a Silverado, and I have a Ford Ranger. I have a motorcycle too. A home. 2 bedroom house, 2 bathrooms. No. And what exactly is this thing against rich people? You should be abundant if you're in Jesus Christ. You should have what you need. This is College Classic Campus Hits. There are people around you that want to destroy what you have and want to see you back in the streets. Don't go there. Trust Jesus.